Hello world, my name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has Z potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
We are excited to introduce you to the brand new Community Pay It Forward app. First, head to Google Play and download it by searching for Community Pay It Forward or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Simply find your Partners tab on the bottom of the screen. Open the Giving Partners tab and explore the businesses that care. Choose a partner that satisfies your personal needs. Shop with a purpose. Do business with your chosen partner either online or through their pay portal or in store. If you shop in person, please don't forget to keep your receipt. And now the magic happens. Start your donation. In the app, tap the Start Donation process. Enter the partner's name, purchase date, and the amount spent. Take a quick photo of your receipt or upload it from the memory in your device. Choosing your mission to support is the most important part of this process. What touches your heart? What drives your emotions and makes you want to support them? There are so many wonderful people doing fantastic things, and they can be found under the Mission Partners tab on the bottom of the app. Confirm and submit, and that is it. You can also discover further features on the app, such as joining local events in your community, tracking your personal impact and donation history, keeping your profile up to date in the Account tab. All this with our easy-to-access features like dark mode and larger font size. This will allow you to do your business and browse the app with comfort and accessibility. Are you a small business owner? You can join us too. Download the partner booklet directly from the app, pick your package, and instantly become part of a positive solution. The Community Pay It Forward app makes it easy to turn everyday shopping into meaningful change. Download it today and help us create a stronger, more connected community. Because at Community Pay It Forward, we believe no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear. Bring me home, out alone.
And we're back, everybody. How's it going? Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PACT channel founder, Zach Clayton, with you live right now, at least. I do have 2 recorded videos that interviews that we're going to be doing. Wonderful, wonderful interviews with wonderful, wonderful people. Okay, so good interviews with wonderful people. They do all the hard work. I just ask questions because that's what I want to do. Please, 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 no matter what you're watching us on, whenever you're watching this, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's help us get going on this channel. It's very important that we take and start raising our profile so we can start getting this out to more people. We have the miracle of the season coming up that happens on December 25th. That is going to be so important that we have as many followers and people following the channels as we can get, because that is for the season and it's for the people who we need to make sure they don't feel alone. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell people about what we've got going on. The big news of today, and this is huge. Okay, so but hockey started yesterday. The real season. Even bigger news. The Rangers got beat. Devils don't start until tomorrow, so I'm still sitting here gnawing through my gums, but I'm about ready to watch my son's favorite team, the Washington Capitals. They're in the same division as my Devils, though, so I can't be too much of a fan of them, but for him, I'll support him. I do want to congratulate my daughter and my new son-in-law, Jaden. And I want to thank them because they allowed me to come out and be the big mouth that I am, and I got to officiate their wedding. And it was something that was really cool for me to do. It really was very, very windy. And it was funny because I was talking, we were worried because we didn't know, without using a microphone, if I was going to be able to take and get the message out to where everybody could hear it. And I looked at the DJ and I said, you know what, to be honest with you, the one thing I don't think I've ever heard in my life was, can you speak up a little bit? I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask me that question, ever. So, but it was great. We got to see all of the grandkids together again. And my wife and I actually took a picture with all of the grandkids at separate times. Why we can't get this done right, I'll never know. I just will never know. Why we can't get a picture of her and I and the 7 grandkids in the same place. It's not like there weren't other people to take the damn camera to take the picture, but we'll get it done someday. We'll get it done someday. So tonight joining us on Community IMpACT is going to be first Mr. Les Simpson for the Les Simpson Show. Look, Les is the 2 guests that I've got tonight are 2 of the busiest people I know. And if you are taking part in any type of a multi-level marketing or any type of real estate agent firm, maybe even auto dealership firm, sales forces, Les can help you grow your business exponentially. Okay, look, he's going to be talking about something that when you first hear it, you're thinking to yourself, this is a little weird. How does brain neurology and all this stuff, how does it work? When you really think about it, and when you sit down and you listen to what he's saying, remember these words. How much have you learned after school? How much did you learn during school? In which case have you learned more? I will guarantee you've learned more after school than you ever learned during school. And then we dive deep into getting to know Mr. Alan Holmes, the Master Connector. So, two wonderful people that we introduce you to. Just a really couple quick announcements here, and then I'm going to get on to the show. The top QR code here is you can download the app. You just saw a little bit of thing on what the app does. The app is out. We're thrilled to have it out. We're going to be working on making some improvements to it. If you have any comments or you see anything that we need to do, please let us know. Get it to us so we can get it changed, see what we can do. Right underneath that, you're going to see the chili cook-off. I can't point that direction. There we go. There it is. Chili cook-off. If you're in the Nebraska, Wyoming, Kansas, Colorado area, come and join us up here in Northern Colorado on the 2nd. We're putting together a chili cook-off to get books and board games into Northern Colorado hospitals and have a good time doing it. We're looking to put together groups of people having fun and doing good. You should join us. So get a hold of us, scan that QR code, come in and join us. We also need volunteers. We need some volunteers. We need people to help spread the word. We need people who can help me out personally. We're looking for people to basically intern with us and with the potential of growth. We are looking to grow this company. We want to make it a full-time company, and we need your help doing that. So please, 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 if you can find it in your time, and if you've got expertise, come and share it with us and help us build Community Pay It Forward. Folks, I'm proud to introduce you to really good friend, really good guy, great partner, and one of our longtime partners now, Mr. Les Simpson, right after these quick spots.
Hey friends, I'm Bear E, and I'm cooking up something special because chili tastes better when it helps others. Join me and my great friends at Community Pay It Forward and Key Largo Lounge on November 2nd, 2025 at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard for the 2025 Chili Cook-Off for books and board games. 3621 West 10th Street, Greeley, Colorado. This winter, we're collecting books and board games for kids who need a little extra warmth and joy. And reading to kids has always been a great source of comfort. Join us at the Chili Cook-Off. Bring your best recipe, your biggest heart, and a donation of books or games. Good food, great fun, and a football game on the screen. It's a win-win for everyone. Thank you for helping us make a difference. Together, we're feeding hearts and minds.
right, everybody, it's that time. It's the second Wednesday of every month, which means we bring on Les Simpson. How are you doing, Les?
I'm doing great.
Boy, I'll tell you, this month seemed to have just flown by. I don't know if it was because I took a couple weeks off from the whole podcasting thing for the wedding or what it was, but it almost seems like it was just, last week that we talked the last time, which is good because that means that things are still fresh in my mind. But why don't you update people on what has happened within the last month
Sure.
or all that you've got going on?
Sure. Well, there's a lot of different people that are pretty excited about the platform coming out. And because we're revamping it, and just to remind everybody a little bit, this platform has been sold to coaches for 5 years. We're in 104 countries, but because it's now going to be sold to companies and sales forces through private label, they're completely revamping it. They're adding artificial intelligence. In fact, I was told 2 weeks ago that Digna Solutions, Josh Clark, is now a partner and part owner of Be Connected. And he has a company that does all the AI. He does it for the government. He does it for Lockheed. He does it for Dell Computer. And so he's going to be putting the AI. Before they had planned on the first upgrade without the AI, and just to make the core 4 much better, which is the calendar, the virtual platform, which they see right now, and the CRM and the groups. But now they're going to add artificial intelligence. They're talking about it being so phenomenal that it's going to be a groundbreaker out there. But one of the things I want to go over is some of the things that I go over in my meetings, because this platform has proven to increase sales by 10 to 15%. And when I contacted Be Connected and let them know that their platform was based on neuroscience, they had no clue. And but of course, I only had that clue because I would spend a year with J.W. Wilson. And I want to explain some of that. When we're there's 2 parts to getting a client. First off, you do all the marketing, or you pay a person to do the marketing to the point where they have a virtual meeting like this. Well, there's 3 things that they're looking for at that virtual meeting. First off, they want to see how different we are than the other people they've interviewed for the same thing. Second, they want to understand how creative we are. This is subconsciously, if they're going to spend money with us, they want to make sure we're a creative, out-of-the-box problem solver. And third, they want to understand that we know more about their emotional base on why they're doing this than they do. Now, I have been told over and over and over for a couple months, does this agree with John Asher? And so I decided to read his book, and Neuroscience of Selling. And one of the things that I thought was very interesting is he said, when you actually meet with a client, there's 3 things they're looking for, actually 4 things. First off, they want a vivid image that says you could solve their problem. Second, they want it to be simple, and they want it to be something that really matches their problem. And if we look at this here, of course, I can have any background in this that they want. But over to the side, of course, where you see all the your logo there, to the left. that can change. You can have 5 different themes. And so, for instance, if you're in the travel industry and you start off with Blue Ocean and a cruise liner, immediately the people's attention goes to, hey, this person's different. This person is creative. Plus the fact that when we continue on, the other thing is if you have people of different languages, you'll be able to watch the subtitles of what they're talking about. So if you're doing a presentation in English and you've got somebody German, Italian, and Japanese, they all have their subtitles. And one
150 languages?
104 languages.
104, okay.
Yep. And but what's interesting is the person said, well, some deal does that, but how do they tell how they, he was under the impression that 6 or 7 was on top of each other. I said, oh no, when they choose it, they only see their language. And he said, wow, that's unique. And that's one of the things. I've been talking to a lot of marketers that have clients. And I told them that this package includes the calendar, the CRM, the virtual meeting. And one of them, as soon as it comes aboard in Alignable, he says, this is an absolute no-brainer for startups. He says that haven't done anything. But he says, I'll also tell you that if I have clients that have go high level and they have 4,000 people in it, I'm not going to suggest they change. Well, one of the things we found out, and again, I don't know all the details of this, but I'm trying to whet people's appetite, is we're going to be able to have a complete open AI where they can use the parts of the system they want to and not the parts. So everybody needs the virtual meeting system because that's where the neuroscience comes in, first off. But the other thing about the neuroscience is if you open up a person and they see you're creative, they're much more open to asking them different questions because they know you're different. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I teach on all the virtual meetings that I have, which is so simple, but it takes some practice, is everybody asks me, well, how do I know what the person's emotional base is? I say, well, first I want to go back to John Asher. He says when he's brought into a company, the first thing he does is go to their e-card, their website, their postings, and see how many products they're representing. He says never should they be doing more than 5, and 3 is good, because people buy by what somebody is passionate about emotionally. And he says when you have a whole bunch of other things, you're actually attracting a lot of tire kickers and pushing away your ideal client because they don't think you're an expert at it. And so that's the first thing he does. And so that's one of the things that I tell people is go to your present clients that have been with you for a while, 3 to 5 of them. And I'm going to have you ask them some questions. Find out why what is their base. And the easiest way is you've been with me a while. Needless to say, you have other choices of other companies. Why do you stay with me? And let's say the person says, because you're very knowledgeable and I can trust you. I appreciate that, but can you expand on that? What am I knowledgeable about? And well, you seem to bring a lot of different choices in that I didn't know was there. Okay. So it sounds like having a lot of choices is important to you. Is that correct? And has there been a time when you didn't have all those choices available to you? Yeah, actually, it's why I'm with you instead of the guy that I was with before. Okay. So it sounds like having the choices is very important. Now, let me ask you this. Has there been a time in your past where you felt you didn't have choices? and they might go back to college days or another job or whatever. And if you don't have all those choices, what are the results? Well, then I can't manage my people right. And so it sounds like the people under you are very important to you. Oh, yes, definitely. I want to lead them well. When you're doing this, the two things you're doing, they don't even know. And that's one of the things that JW talked about all the time, is you're actually helping your clients get into the reasons that they make decisions. And because we've been taught to crush our emotions and crush our desires, and so we don't even know what's working deep down inside. And so that person now realizes you're a trusted advisor because you understand them much more. The second part is you now gain stories of why they changed. And stories is the most potent connection to the brain there is, as long as it's pertinent.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things John talks about, is if it's humorous, you haven't gone far enough. If it's a good story, again, you haven't gone far enough. You've got to go much deeper. And the other thing, since JW said the story is the most powerful, I'm also reading another book. And it's called Unleash the Power of Storytelling by Rob Biesenbeck. And he really gets into the power of a story. And again, the purpose of it in business and so forth. But it's quite a book. And I'm reading that also. So because the one thing I plan on providing my clients with, and my platform is going to be $125 a month. Everybody asks me why it isn't more. First off, I want people to be able to afford it. And second, if you want to get ridiculous, if I sign up 1,000 customers, multiply 1,000, I'll be making $1 million a year. And I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money anyway. But even 100.
That's a lot of Snickers, my friend. That's a lot of Snickers bars.
Yes. And even 100 will be 90,000 a year. And but that's one of the things, is this is a tremendous opportunity. In fact, for people that want to private label this, that have 500 or more in their database that they can sign up, they're making 300,000. But the main thing is we're comparing ourselves with a franchise. Franchises don't make that kind of money. And we're talking a $5,000 licensing fee a year. And then they get the platform for $50 a month. And so if they sell it for 125, they're making 75. And if you multiply it by 1,000, you have 750,000. So that's one of the things where it's coming from. But for people that really want to help their team, and that's because this platform immediately tells a person you're creative, and they're much more open to it. And plus the fact that after the meeting, they can receive a recording of it, which the transcript, because everybody wants a transcript to put it into their AI. And so it continues to build their knowledge base. But the other thing is these 3 on the left is still active. And if you have a webinar of, let's say, 50 people, I don't know how many you've attended, but they're always putting links in the chat, and They always get lost, and they say, would you redo them, redo them? Well, this button on the side is the link in the chat. And so it gets rid of the frustration, and more people buy. And plus the fact when they click these, it goes into another tab. And so when Zoom closes, it advertises Zoom. When this closes, it advertises you. And it can be used in so many different ways. We have people, one of the things I plan on doing, I've been told by 2 or 3 people, that the next thing in real estate is virtual walkthroughs. And so this has, since it has 5 themes, you can actually show 5 houses. And each one of these buttons could be, I want to make an offer. And so it takes them to the application where they make an offer. And plus the fact, and this is a minor part, but it's all minor stuff that works together. You can actually go to YouTube and get the virtual walkthrough and play it without the YouTube ads. And so nothing's distracting them. And so little things like that is where the 10 to 15% comes from. All the little things add up. Just the fact that they don't have to get frustrated in looking for the link in a chat and quit. That might be 1 or 2% more sales right there. And so that's where the 10 to 15% comes from.
And
that's pretty exciting.
And we're going to be watching a video here pretty soon that really explains the buttons on the side. And he kind of goes through them and explains a little bit more of that. A couple points that I wanted to bring up here, Les. One of the things that you were talking about is the neuro section of this. I really see this as doing 2 things. I see it as teaching you as a salesperson what people are finding valuable. So you can in which you've really got to take, and you've got to make sure that you're changing your style for every person. You cannot go up to every person as in the same style, because people don't react the same to the same person every time. Okay. You know, one person likes one style, and another person, one person is going to do amazingly well with somebody who's got a great sense of humor and likes to joke through things, or another person wants to hear go. That's it. They so you got to make sure that you know what you're doing, and this helps you train in this. But then the other thing that you're doing with this way of learning, with this way of sales, is you're also making your customer realize, okay, a little bit of trickery here. You're making them realize you're the right person for them, because you are taking and putting their feelings. Is there anything I am doing wrong that you would like for me to change? And you're not going, I know I screwed up. What can I do to make? No, you're just saying, hey, I think everything's going great, but would there be anything that I'm doing that you would like to see me change, maybe? Little hints like that, making them realize, making them think in their own mind, holy crap, this person actually cares about what's going on, the way I feel.
Yeah.
It's so important that, we all like to be placated to.
Yep.
All of us like to make, we want to be the one in someone's life. And so that's why this is so important, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that's why they, unfortunately, and you can read the statistics anywhere, 80% of businesses go out within 3 years, and 95% go out within 5 years.
Yep.
And it's all has to do with we're not able to connect with enough clients to keep us going, because we've been taught wrong by the public education and the business education system how to connect with clients. And that's what the whole problem is we've been told the more information you give them, the more they finally stick. And about 2 to 3% that works with. But with neuroscience, and this is one of the things JW proved through 30 years. And by the way, I started reading the book again, and I'm off. I said it was 10 years of study. It's 30 years of study. And $9 million. And he also has over 1,300 references to other papers and scientists and so forth that back it up. Chaos theory, quantum theory, and 4 or 5 others, but on how the brain works. And everybody asks me, what is it about the brain that this shows? It shows how we personally learn, how we can motivate ourselves, and we can cause behavior change in us. Now, once you understand that, you can work with other people. But first off is understanding yourself. Otherwise, it's just words. But it's amazing the way our brain was designed to help us become successful in life if we just get back on track the way we were designed. And that's what I'm super excited about, the teaching in Alignable. And anybody can join my Alignable group. And every Tuesday I have an education on it, and postings and so forth. And I'm getting more people to come. But usually it's a small group. But I tell everybody, this is like a foreign language. You have not been taught this before. And if you have, then you're usually very accomplished in life. And that's one of the things JW said all the time, is the people that are accomplished are doing a lot of this subconsciously. They're connecting with the brain. We're helping the ones that aren't doing well, that want to do better and want to understand themselves and others. And that's why we help the marketing leader, the sales manager, and so forth with their whole team. Without them, and of course we educate them on how to use it, but that's who we're after, is the struggler, and to help them struggle less and to become better at it by understanding themselves and others.
I think one of the and again, I ended up having a family emergency, so I was unable to make it to JW's celebration, and I am sorry about that. But one of the things that JW really made me understand, when I was in school, you couldn't teach me anything because I had no interest in what they were selling me.
Right.
None whatsoever. I am now out of school by a day or two. I mean, I'm still a gift. Yeah, right. I have such an interest in history, science. I've done things in my life that required quite a bit of math and things like this. And when it comes to learning things, when I get to choose what to learn because it's something that's important to me, it's something that I want to learn, it sticks. And that is really one of the things that we are trying, we're really trying to get you to start thinking about, is that if you can learn what these people, what the people that you're working with, if you can learn what their interests are, you can base your sales around that interest, and it will be a connection. And that is so important. And that is one of the reasons why you really need to get a hold of this, man. And it's amazing. And it's something that we all know, as we get to be an adult, we start learning more. Okay. One of the things that I like to say, Les, is I wish I knew half of what I knew at 16.
Yeah.
Because I knew everything there was to know when I was 16 years old. Now that I'm older, I just know I didn't know a damn thing. So,
right.
But if I only knew half of the stuff that I thought I knew, but
yeah.
But it is being able to use my interest to learn things makes a huge impact.
Yep.
So,
and that's one of the things I also teach on Tuesday. And this, again, is against the education system we've been taught.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't stuff your brain and expect it to learn just by you pushing it in there. The brain was designed to receive information in one of three ways. Over the long period is you receive the information. And this is one of the things also I tell people. Our brain was designed to protect us from too much information. And whenever, like this book that I'm reading, Storytelling, The Neuroscience of Sales, all these, I read them until I feel full. And when I feel full, I know I need to leave it for hours, or usually 24 hours. And when I do that, and of course, school teaches you push on, study, memorize, all this stuff. And your brain says, no, I'm going to throw it out. That's too much. I need to absorb it. And it's surprised me how much things organize itself while I'm away. And I started understanding more because that's the way the brain was designed. But the other thing is, then you need to exercise it, apply it, talk to people or something, and then listen to the reaction inside you on whether this is true or whether it isn't. In fact, one of the best things you can ever have do is somebody to completely go against what you're saying. Because then you have to go back and study and say, well, do I really believe this? Does it have basis? It's like a friend of mine, he told me the best thing that ever happened to him was when his wife completely disagrees with him and he has to go back actually to the scripture and so forth and find the truth and realize, is this what I've been told or is this actually what I believe? Same thing here. And so we need to exercise it, listen inside. It's called information, action, reaction. And then once you have a reaction where you really believe it, then continue it. But the quicker way to do, and that takes a while, but the quicker way is connect with a person with a story. Because they already have in their brain something that matches it. It's called metaphors. And once, if you hit a metaphor in a person, you don't have to go through that whole process. In fact, if you tell a person, if I say this way, this really could be overwhelming for you. What comes to mind? It's kind of a cloud. What does overwhelming mean? If you say it's like drinking out of a fire hose, immediately, if you've ever done that or a hose or whatever, or seen somebody, get their head blown back, you understand immediately what that means. You connect with that part. Same way the story. If a person is having problems, and that's one of the things JW and I talked about when we were at a meeting and so forth, I can't remember what the person was selling. It was, I don't remember what it was, but the person had cancer. And he told them, what you need to do is to start marketing to everybody that has cancer. And then do what you did. And if you pick up everybody that has cancer, needless to say, you'll have all the practice you ever wanted. But to connect with something that you connect with.
Yeah, I think it is so important that, again, going back to the school thing, you're right. A school will take you, you need to read these 3 chapters. And because we've got this quiz tomorrow, you're going to go through those 3 chapters and you're going to remember everything that you need to remember for that quiz, but you're not going to remember anything past that because the next day you're going to have to learn 3 more chapters and you're going to have to fit that into that brain space that you just filled up with those 3, they don't take into account that, the most important things I have learned in my life I've taken 54 years to learn those things.
Yes.
Okay. These are 54 years of things that used to be important to me. I realize they're not that damn important to me.
Yep.
In the long run, they're not that important to me. They may be important to me for a little while, but guess what? I'm going to mature and I'm going to find out the things that are really important to me.
Yep.
So, but that's not their job in school. Their job is to take in and I guess fill you full of information, and what sticks and what doesn't.
Right.
So,
and unfortunately, most it doesn't. Only 20% it does, and the rest of them struggle. And but that's what the first 2 or 3 chapters of Cracking the Learning Code talks about, is how the public education system around the world has failed. And
And what was the I'm sorry, what was the second book that you're reading? Unleash the Power of
Neuroscience of Sales by John Asher.
Okay.
And the third one is Unleash the Power of Storytelling by Rob Weisenbach. Bisenbach.
Okay. Neuroscience Sales?
Neuroscience of Sales by John Asher.
All right. So we've got a video that we're going to play for you here in just a minute. But Les, did you have anything else that you wanted to get in today?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. When you watch the video, I really want you to understand how versatile and how many different types of businesses that this platform can support being creative, because that's the answer to everything. The person that's coming to this meeting wants to see subconsciously creativity, so they know we're different and we have a handle on what their problem is.
Okay, and then what time are your meetings on Tuesdays?
10 o'clock Mountain Time.
Okay, and those are on Alignable.
Yep. Go to my Alignable group.
And I will share that link.
Okay.
I will share that link to the Alignable group, and so that's noon East on Tuesdays. So if you want to learn how to help increase your sales, here's a great way to take in. And how long are the meetings? Are they generally
an hour?
An hour. So an hour a week to try to increase your sales.
Yeah, what we do is we discuss a little bit, and then we send out to a 7-minute breakout, and you talk to the people that are in the meeting about questions that I gave you. And then we come back and talk a little bit more, and then another breakout.
Sounds great. All right, Les, how do people get a hold of you? And then we'll play this video.
It's 303-579-6881, but one of the things, and I can put it in chat, people can contact me on my calendar. And let's see, I'll put that in there. The second here.
And then we will connect the calendar to the information on this video, so you can just go and click on that calendar, and it'll take you directly to Les. You can get on his calendar. But again, we encourage you to please come and check it out on Tuesday, next Tuesday at noon East, 10 Mountain Time, on his Alignable page. Once again, that's also going to be linked on the information for this page, or for this video. So, Les, it's coming towards the end of the year. You and your wife are going to help me on the project for the holidays. We just discussed it. Hopefully your wife is okay.
Yeah.
So, but you guys are going to be helping us with that information. We've got 2 more episodes for the remaining of this year, because we are going to be going into December with the podcasting now. But I do want to wish you guys a welcome back and a wonderful month.
Thank you.
So, all right, everybody, this is this is a video. Most of you have seen it before. This is about this wonderful program that you're seeing around us. It has a lot to do with these buttons on the side. Please, please, please pay attention. If you have any questions whatsoever, use the information below. Use the information on the description of the video. Contact Les. Les can help you through it. And when he helps you through it, when you sign with him, you get to help causes that touch your heart through the Community Pay It Forward program. He is a platinum partner, and we love having him here. Les, we will see you again next month, my friend.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey,
thank
friends,
you.
I'm Bear E, and I'm cooking up something special because chili tastes better when it helps others. Join me and my great friends at Community Pay It Forward in Key Largo Lounge on November 2nd, 2025 at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard for the 2025 Chili Cook-Off for books and board games. 3621 West 10th Street, Greeley, Colorado. This winter, we're collecting books and board games for kids who need a little extra warmth and joy, and reading to kids has always been a great source of comfort. Join us at the Chili Cook-Off. Bring best recipe, your biggest heart, and a donation of books or games. Good food, great fun, and a football game on the screen. It's a win-win for everyone. Thank you for helping us make a difference. Together, we're feeding hearts and minds.
Be connected. My name's David Dobbs. I'm the Chief Content Officer over here. In this short video, we're going to walk you through a demo and show you some of our most popular tools and functions of Be Connected. Let's get started. Make sure you take a moment to download our mobile app. It's available on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. As I do this demo, keep in mind that the computer screen and mobile screen both have a honeycomb, and that is how you're going to navigate to the tools that you see in this demo. It's the same for both. If you want a more in-depth tutorial, click on How to Use Be Connected. It will take you to our Learning Center. Select the tool that you want to learn about, click the button, and there will be videos there you can watch for more in-depth training on how each tool works. Joining a virtual meeting is simple. Click on Virtual Meetings on the honeycomb, add in either your room name or somebody else's room name, and click Join. Once you do, you can either log in as a guest or log in as a host, and you're ready to go. You can also go live using the Be Connected mobile app. Just follow the same instructions that you just watched, click a button, and you're live. Be Connected is very exciting because we have up to 5 themes and up to 15 call to actions that you can change and brand however you want, and we're going to show you how that works right now. Here is a computer view of a custom sidebar over here that is branded. Now you can see this one is a fitness example, like a fitness coach selling diet and supplements. And the cool thing is you can change that background, you can change all the pictures, you can change the button colors, but most importantly, you can change the link, the website link where you want those buttons to go to, and it can go to any website that you want. But here's where it gets really good, is we have up to 5 different themes that you can get and have up to 15 call to actions. You can actually move them in and out as you're doing a webinar live, and I know you've never seen that before. Here's another example of Patriot-owned businesses, a business that's in partnership with Be Connected, and they have a lot of things like American flag and veterans and things like that as their logo, so it would be branded to look like their business look and feel. And let's just give you some other ideas of what you can do. Here's another one. Here's like a beauty example. We have people that go live and actually sell products products live. A woman could be putting stuff on her face and her lips and her eyes and saying, hey, click over there and buy it right now. And people are actually making sales in real time. Tremendous way to use the platform. Here's a travel example. You can see that Caribbean blue water. It makes you just want to pack your bags and go somewhere. And let's give you one other example here for influencers or like chambers of commerce. They can actually put sponsors on that sidebar right there. And when they put the sponsors there, they can sell them for whatever money they want and keep all the money that comes in from that. Or let's say it's a chamber of commerce and they just want to have 5 sidebars set up and just showcase all their businesses. You can do that as well. So the greatest thing is on these sidebars is you can have them all for one business if you want, or you can have multiple different things that you want to move in and out. Or let's say you do something during the day and at night you do something else. Well, that's easy because you could have those sidebars already preset. And remember, people click on those bars. Now let me show you what happens when that does that. So for example, if I go to what we call PLB here, Patriot-owned businesses, let's say someone wanted to click and see their website. Here's the best part about it, is it is actually opened up in a brand new tab. Now what happens is after I close my webinar down, this tab is still open on that person's computer so they can go back and take action even after the webinar is over. Now, where it gets exciting is I didn't have to put that in some chat bubble or have someone have to try to find it. It's so easy to go point in that bar right there and say, see that button? Click on it right now. So you will watch your conversion skyrocket just by making easier call to actions. This is how it looks on a mobile phone when you start moving in and out of your themes or clicking on a website and then going back in your themes to move in and out of them again. Now, let's show you some other unique features that Be Connected has put into their virtual meetings that have really changed the game. Okay, so the first thing is if you scroll down, a little bar will pop up. And one of the things your people on the webinar can do, the audience, they can leave feedback. Now, you can turn this on or off, but let's say I'm having an exciting day and I want people to give thumbs up. They can do a thumbs up or a hand clap, or they can do a laugh track, or they can do oohs or ahs, and they can even leave crickets if you tell a bad joke. So that's a lot of fun. Now, something that's also very exciting here is if you click the 3 little dots, you can do transcriptions, and you can turn transcriptions on and get a transcript of everything that was said in your virtual meeting. Now, that can come in handy, but it gets better because you can also, when you do that, turn on subtitles, and when you do that, there's over 100 languages that your audience can select. So let's say I have someone that speaks Spanish and another person that speaks Korean on my live meeting. Well, the Spanish person can choose to read subtitles in Spanish, and the Korean can choose to read it in Korean, even though I'm speaking English. So this really changes the game when it comes to international audiences being able to do that. You're also able to do breakout rooms as well. Now, one other feature I like is you can share your screen just like almost every other live meeting out there. But let's say you want to share a video, and if I pull up YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube stuff I may not want to show, the sidebar and things like that. Now, if you look, this example the sidebar is an example of, let's say, a real estate agent. Maybe they want to show an open house. Well, they might not want to show YouTube, so they can come here and hit 3 dots, and they will click share video and paste the video right here. Now, what it's going to do, it's automatically going to mute out the audience and play, but it's going to play inside this frame, so they can have a call to action right on the sidebar, so people can click on that call to action. So maybe they have a make an offer button, and as people are watching this video inside this frame, they can click on that and make an offer. So let's show you how that works. Other key features to consider, it has admin controls where you could pin certain people to the screen, mute other people, a lot of different admin controls here. You can have up to 1,000 seats for people to attend depending on what package that you choose. You also have the way to do a webinar or a meeting, and you can have unlimited storage for your recordings, and your videos will record as an MP4, the same format you need to, let's say, upload it to YouTube or to put it in a video editor. Now let's show you how to access the main dash from the home screen. You're going to click on social media in the Hive. You can
Every car that rolls into your shop is more than just a repair, it's someone's lifeline. Now, what if every repair could also be a lifeline for someone in need? When you join Community Pay It Forward, a portion of each job can help a family, veteran, or nonprofit without costing your customer anything extra. With the Shop, Click, and Pick program, your shop keeps cars running. Let's keep communities running too. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. So I'm thrilled to have my guest back on. Of course, he had to come on because I couldn't find the recording we did a couple weeks ago, but before the wedding happened. But before we get started, I have to do this just because it ain't Alan's show without Alan's intro. I'm telling you, man, when I was putting that together, I heard that song and I was just like, there's nothing more Alan than that music right there. So it fit. We're gonna kind of do this a little bit different today. I want you to get to know your host of the Master Connectors Corner, Mr. Alan Holmes. So I'm going to be playing Alan today, except for I am not a veteran. I just support our veterans, and I just really want to bring to light all the things that this gentleman does in service of other people, because I consider myself a busy person, but I got nothing on this guy. So welcome to the show, Alan. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy fall as we get into the fall season. Thank you for having me. And as always, being the engineer and the superstar you are, I must first and foremost say that. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I think it's a little unfair that you in Southern California are talking about fall, because your fall is like our early summer. So your fall and winter are still around 70 degrees when we're we were at 39 degrees this morning, and that's just, it's too damn early for that, I'll tell you that. So Alan, you are the master connector, and that's one of the things that you're very, very proud of. You like to be able to connect people no matter who they are and no matter what they're looking for. You want to have the resources to make that connection happen. Why is this so important to you?
It's really important because I really believe that there's a saying that I'm not sure who said it, but anonymously. People do not get up in the morning and think of Alan Holmes or think of the person they're communicating with, or they're talking on the phone or text or email. They're thinking of this thing called life. And there are so many resources and offers and information and messages and everything else. And I wanted to just slow the world down long enough to do, and say, how can be of service? What is it we can do? It's not about me, as I always say, it's about we. And that opens up a door of just having the conversations. I recently just got off the message and an amazing platform. You know about him, Mr. Z, and a couple of very inspirational as well as heartfelt messages from the participants on there. Some of them were personal, some were business, and the other was pulling at heartstrings. And it really it goes to the heart of what I do and what we do as entrepreneurs. So it's a long answer. Why I do what I do is because somebody matters. Someone needs to hear our message, our voice, and somebody needs to be just checked in on. We're coming to a time of season where so many people are looking to for that special someone, or just that, whether it's a personal or business.
Alan, it's one of the things that we always try to tell people is that if you make sure that everything that you say has a point behind it, you're going to say something that's going to change someone's life. And it may not be on purpose, and it may be some of the most ridiculous things that you feel you've ever said, but it could mean the world to someone else. And just making sure that you're putting yourself out there, you're being available for other people, because we spend our times, and stop me if you disagree, we spend our time, a lot of our lives, thinking that in order to change a life we have to do a lot, and that's not true.
Correct.
We can change lives, very simple, very simple actions. Saying hello can bring somebody out of a doldrum that they just cannot shake themselves out of.
Absolutely, I agree. So many times, I actually had a friend earlier today who reminded me this was the third anniversary of their grandmother passing, and even though it was a while back, they still remember that. And I know that there's nothing I could say that is going to, change the way he's feeling, but just listening and hearing, knowing that this individual is really uh, making making a difference, and keeping her memory alive, and what he's doing and amazing in the art world. And I was just humbled to be a part of it. And I had another associate of mine who was changing the world with water, and the different things he's doing with nonprofits and so forth. And this gentleman, and it's just it's available. So you're right. It is just a great thing to know that you can be just that ear, that voice for someone else.
Let's go on ahead and let's bring up Mark and what he's doing with the water, because you are part of his program as we are. But one of the things that you and I have already talked about is that, what, if they order through you, they're going to be able to donate a portion to their cause anyway. So we do work together. But talk a little bit about what you've learned from Mark when it comes to water.
Well, one thing I've learned about him, it is that everybody needs safer, cleaner water, and he knows that he's not doing this for just for the sake of generating dollars. He actually really has a passion for doing what he's doing, and in the past couple weeks, I've learned that his mission is. I believe he's on to about the ninth country now, so this is going global, and for him to allow me to be a part of just a snippet of his mission, I'm honored. So it is a safer, cleaner water, that, because we all need water, and water is obviously it's like the air we breathe. We have to have it.
Yeah, and he just informed us that thanks to the graciousness of somebody in our mastermind group, he just told us a little bit ago that they were able to take and donate one of his gravity water filters to a homeless shelter, which is so important, because these individuals who are displaced, a lot of times they're drinking poison. It's really not healthy for them. So this is a chance for them to get into some of these homeless shelters, and even if the water is not coming from the best place, it's still going to be filtered. It is a gravity filter that, what, it doesn't use electricity. It doesn't use all this stuff. It's a gravity, and it's guaranteed for life. The filter is guaranteed for life. So it's a wonderful product. So if you order through Alan, a portion of your purchase will still go to the mission of your choice. Just let us know that you got it from Alan. Alan and I will get together. Also, if you order the community pay it forward special, that is 2 units, one for yourself and one that you can either donate to someone you love, or you can return it back to us, and we will get it to somebody who has asked us for that unit for $200. You basically get it you get it for $50, the second unit for $50. So it's a unit for yourself and a second unit for someone you love. Or we've got people in Alan, we've got friends in Africa, we've got friends here in the United States who need these things. Animal shelters is a really good one, because there's a lot of times these animals are not drinking the healthiest of water. So we can put this in animal shelters, and it's very simple. The people fill up the bucket, they come back about 20 minutes later, and there's 5 gallons of fresh clean water for them. So but yeah, connect with Alan using his link and get yourself some cleaner, safer water, or safer, cleaner water. Or you can get it with us. Either or, it's a way that we can do things. Alan, tell us a little bit more about some of the other stuff that you've got going on, because I don't want to just pigeonhole you into one thing, bro. You are the busiest person I know.
Well, yeah, this what you see on the website is a definitely one of my other resources that is a something that is dear to my heart because of the simple fact that we all are making purchases every day.
Hmm.
And a lot of times we don't get paid for it or we don't benefit from it, or you are not really changing lives. And there's a special that is available, and definitely get with me. You'll learn about that special, but it's on everyday purchases. And it saves around the world on saving on items from travel to entertainment to shopping to just maybe your daily your bills, because a lot of times your bills come in and they tend to sneak up on you. So what it does is it allows you to save on those as well. So it's a lot of moving parts in this incredible, but yes, this is something that's dear to my heart.
One of the other things that you have is your Build Your Legacy with Alan.
Well, yeah. Now, build your legacy with Alan. It's a website that is really something that I chose because when I say your legacy, it's not my legacy; it's yours. So there's a couple of resources on there. Anything from the actual connecting with a new ecosystem that allows you to be part of a bigger cause and a mission. The first thing is the dating, and this is when I say dating, this is not a dating site that is very offensive, bots and catfishing. This is a very wholesome and go through a lot of processes and questions. But that is my most recent one. And then, of course, there is other resources such as collaborating, connecting with where we say give so good, which is one of the websites and affiliates for pets that Mrs. Zach I'm honored to learn to move along with Mrs. Z. And then, of course, is Your Destiny Begins. Here's my primary site, which is what is on the card. So it's a lot of resources that does everything from collaborate to connect to network. Because at the end of the day, it's about resources that do two things: they solve a problem and they generate income. But more importantly, is they change lives. And people may ask, well, there's a lot of stuff there. How can I figure out? That's where I would love to have a one-on-one to figure out how I can be of service. Because I know that, for example, the holidays are coming up, and there's a lot of lonely individuals out there. There's a lot of individuals that are we have hard conversations, such as suicide prevention. With I know that I'm privileged to be a part of the 22 in February. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself for February of next year, but that we love to talk about that. We love to talk about mental health. I'm a mental health advocate. And just sometimes you have to be a persevere. I believe that we're about 68 days away from the holidays and Christmas with the incredible Santa Papa who's doing a lot of things. And I know that you are constantly working with him and with what he's doing. And then, of course, I am part of, again, maybe plug in Zach a little bit because we work a lot together. Your family networking that he has monthly for those who are listening on the recording. Definitely get with Zach about that. So, yes, I do a lot of various different meetings and connectings to actually full circle of being just a cog in what I call resource wheel. Because I'm always churning and looking for locate, researching, monitoring, and marketing legitimate, ethical resources that make a difference in a person's life.
Yeah, we're under 24 hours from the family networking event, which comes up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. East. So, and you're more than welcome to join us on our beconnected.com/meeting. It's community PIF for pay it forward, be connected with a K.com/meeting. Just contact us and you can join us. But everyone is welcome to join us on Be Connected. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking to hire someone, if you're looking to tell people your story, and more importantly, if you're looking to turn your business into a way to support other people, we want to talk to you, because that's what we're all about on the family networking. Um, Alan, we do this, we've connected so deeply because of some of the things that you've been through and who you are as a person. Um, Tell us about, and I'm not asking you to get too personal with this, but I do really want people to understand this. Tell us about your journeys with mental health and the reason why that is so important to you.
Well, yes, absolutely. As a mental health advocate, it kind of really started right about 2007 when my wife, who was diagnosed with PTSD, ADHD, bipolar, and schizoaffective. Now, schizoaffective is a kind of offshoot of schizophrenia, and bipolar, in her case, is bipolar 2. And when I learned about this, it was a whirlwind. Fast forward to 5 years later, she was hospitalized 192 times. I didn't even count it until then psychiatrists talked about it. And it was at that point that I realized that, okay, this is not uh, going to be a overnight fix. According to one nurse, she said, "This is not a boo boo. This is a you on for it." And anybody knows as a veteran, you never leave a person behind and leave a mission behind or soldier behind. And in this case, my um, then girlfriend, now wife, I'm never going to leave her behind, because this is something that is there are so many individuals suffering from mental illness, and I'm talking about pre-pandemic, because a lot of times we get mixed up in, well, pandemic causes. No, there are some individuals that were born and they will always live with this. But I like to say mental wellness. Even though the term or the stigma is mental illness, mental wellness is better, because a lot of times the individuals are living with something that is a stigma and looks down upon. And I'm here to say, as a mental health advocate, that it's some tough conversations, and you won't hear it in the kind of the overall spectrum of things, but within the community pay forward and within the Master Connectors circle and world, you hear that. So yes, it's something that I am continuing supporting others, and when I hear um, that mission of somebody going down there having what they call dark days. That is something that nobody wants to talk about, but we like to turn around and say, when you're having those dark, not if, when you are talking, reach out to someone who just wants to hear, and we're here to be of service, and we have resources.
Again, it's so important, the the practice of active listening, and being able to sit there and listen to people when they're talking, and especially in this situation. It's we talk all the time on the 22nd about putting down the phone, putting away the distraction, and listen to what's being said to you, because that is so important. You've got people who are coming up to you who are they're asking for your help. Just they're not asking for your opinion a lot of the times. You've just really got to be careful on what you do, and the best way to do it is listen to what they have to say. If they look, and never walk away from somebody if you feel there's a deeper issue. You know, you may not be trained to help them, but make sure that you are not walking out of that room without finding somebody who can help support that issue. I mean, that is so important. Is you cannot walk away knowing that you're going to be able to talk to this person tomorrow. Our world's not like that anymore. Unfortunately, if you walk out of that room without solving a problem, that room may not ever be there for you to walk back into. Okay, it is a dangerous, dangerous situation right now. I love the fact that you brought up pre pandemic, because we blame a lot of things on the pandemic, but damn it, this was a tough life even prior to the pandemic. Yes, the pandemic screwed stuff up for a long bit. It screwed it up for a long bit. It's changed our lives for damn sure. And I don't give a damn if you believe in COVID or not. It's changed our lives. It changed children's lives. It changed adults' lives. It made a lot of people feel less, and one of the things that always pissed me off, Alan, and I'd love to get your thought on this. We had these things called, businesses that were, I'm dropping the ball here, but they were necessary businesses.
Or essential services, yeah.
Yeah, essential services. There you go. I got a question for you. Have you ever went to work in the morning and had your wife go, "I don't care if you make any money today"? Has that ever happened?
No.
No. You're essential. We're all essential. We're essential to somebody. And when people were sitting there and telling us that you were non-essential because you didn't have to work today, they were doing a lot of damage in my mind, because you were making people, and especially small business people, you were making people realize, well, shit, people can live without me. They don't need me. And that's not true. That's so not true.
See that, and that situation is a prime example, if it, anything, a poster child for when we say, as a whole, it's not about me, it's about we. We collectively all are essential, and for some reason, this stigma or this kind of label was put on. And I'm here to say, and I'm sure you agree, we're all, like you say, everybody's essential. But if you can, when you are feeding a person, when you're giving back, when you're making sure you're protecting them and you're looking over, everybody's essential. And if anything, what is done is open the eyes to people who really care. They don't really need to be labeled, but for all intents and purposes, is letting everyone know here that I'm looking you in the camera, you're all essential. We love you, honor you, and we want to be here to support you. And like we said earlier, when you walk out of that room or that put down that phone or that text, even if you can't solve the problem, you can at least address it by actively listening and making sure they are sentient and your life matters. You matter. And we are coming upon the time of season where there's a lot going on, there's a lot being said. But at the end of the day, essentially, we all have to collaborate, connect, man. And sometimes it's not about the making the quote unquote cash flow. We got to feed our families, but we want to make sure that we make a difference. First, we have to and change and watch what happens.
Hey, Alan, I got a question for you. Do you have a little bit of time? Do you want to join me on this? I'm starting. We had a program called Stop the Suck, but I want to involve you in this. I think that you really like this. So, do you have about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. This is actually called Share the Shine. We're getting rid of Stop the Suck because I want that negative stuff out of our heads. So this is Share the Shine. All right. These are going to be 6 stories about things that are going on in the world that are positive. And the first one here is first off, in Midland, Texas, a woman named Tammy Rydell has spent over 13 years caring for people with disabilities through a group called the Independent Community Living. At their annual picnic, she got a surprise of her life. They named her Employee of the Year for 2025. Tammy's coworkers said she's dependable, compassionate, and the heart of the home. Tammy says she just feels lucky to help others live their best lives every day. That is what we love to hear, right, Alan?
Absolutely.
So, Tammy Rydell, congratulations, and it sounds to me like you definitely deserve it. Here's one from our friends across the ocean. A powerful example of leadership and hope from Australia. An uh, an indigenous, wow, led organization called the Namu Collective has been chosen to run a program called Staying on Track. It's focused on helping young people reintegrate into society after leaving detention. So that means after they get out of entrapment or jail, not through punishment, but through mentorship, cultural connection, and community support. It's a fresh start built on trust and belonging, and it's already changing lives. This is so important, Alan, because there's a lot of times they go to jail, they make a poor decision. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes. There's very few of us who were doing something that we knew that we were mistaken. Oh, this is wrong. It's wrong to steal something. No, we made that choice. But once you get punished for it, you've done your time. We need to stop ostracizing people, and we need to remember that they're humans and they deserve a second chance. This sounds like a wonderful, wonderful program, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think that this is something that we could really, really learn from right here. That is called the Stay on Track from the Namu Collective in Australia. So that's a great story. In the Carolinas, where kindness runs deep, Reader's Digest, in which did you ever read Reader's Digest, Alan?
Oh, absolutely. I picked it up a couple of times. Yes.
You know what's funny? I'm and it's actually really funny because I'm where I'm at right here. Connected to my office was my grandfather's personal bathroom down here. It was his sanctuary. It was his, it was his office down here. And down here, there was always a Reader's Digest in the bathroom. Always a Reader's Digest. So I'd always come down here and use the bathroom and read whatever, and it was a very interesting magazine. It is sad that we don't have it around much anymore. I don't see it very often. But Asheville, North Carolina has been named the nicest place in America. The recognition came years after neighbors stepping up for each other, whether it was after storms, wildfires, or tough times. Asheville was praised for its open arms and community first attitude, providing once again that being nice isn't soft, it's powerful. Like that statement. That statement is, proving again being nice isn't soft. That's powerful.
Yes, it is.
So, in Texas, the celebration of pride and progress. The city of New Braunfels is hosting its growing Riverside Pride Festival this October. Organizers moved it from June to make the event more inclusive and comfortable. And now it's bringing more families, vendors, and performers than ever. It's small town pride with a big heart, celebrating love, unity, and acceptance, because those are very important no matter who you are.
Agreed.
Yep. Here's one that will make your heart melt. A 4-year-old boy named Bedford has a rare condition called the Schwartz-Jampel syndrome. Why can't they give them easy names? The syndromes, and it affects his muscles and movement, but it hasn't stopped him. A simple video of Bedford determinedly stepping off a curb went viral and inspired his community to build an inclusive playground where everyone can play together. His courage is contagious, and his smile says it all. Alan, I've got a blog on the website called "You'll Never Know," and it was about a young man who was stricken with PKAN, And unfortunately, it's a disease that takes young children away from us way too early. And I don't know how many times we were, as adults, saying words like, he's sick. We don't think he's going to make it out of this one. We're probably going to lose Riley, all this stuff. And that little boy taught us more than ever that we can't tell him when it's time. He will tell us when it's time to go. And he held on until he no longer could. So I love the fact that they're bringing this for building this playground for all of these kids to be able to play. I think it's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, the
So
children are more inspirational than we, and that we need to learn from them.
yeah, kids can teach us so much. Just one example of that is when we did that program with the local hockey team here in Greeley, giving away tickets. We asked a kid, "What can you do to take and show support for people in your community?" And these kids were giving us such great ideas, like smiling, like helping people pick stuff up off the floor. I don't think that kid understands how important that is for me, because I'm a big old guy and that floor sure did grow a long way down there. You know, I dropped something, I have to really, really think about, is it that important to get? I mean, that floor grew down there quite a way. Finally, a quiet act of kindness with a huge impact. In Taylor, Texas, an anonymous donor recently paid off every penny of an outstanding lunch debt in the district. No big announcement, no name in the paper, just a simple act that took pressure off families who needed a break. Because sometimes being a hero doesn't take a spotlight, just a genuine heart. I think that is a great one to end on, Alan, because that, in my mind, that's what you are. You're trying to help people. You connect with people to try to connect people with each other, make the right connections. And so that last one is really important, because I think that is a wonderful statement about you as well. So, Alan, how do people get a hold of you, brother?
Well, definitely reach out to me on Build Your Legacy with Allen.com, or reach out to me at 951-599-8141, 951-599-8141. And let's just have that conversation I like to call a discovery call and see what happens. It's my honor
Yep.
and privilege to listen.
All right, now I want to make one more statement here before we let Alan go. Okay, you're going to see a QR code in between us. That is for the Come Together Compass, which is being built right now. If you offer service to people that's free to them, that can help them in any way, please reach out to us through the QR code. That QR code is going to take you to a page that will allow you to fill out your information. If you put your information in there, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to let people know that you're there to help them. And we're going to give you as much publicity as we can. This page, once it's done, is going to be on websites all over the world, so people can tell who you are and the great stuff you do, and hopefully you'll get a little bit of recognition for it. Alan, brother, thank you for doing this. Thank you for stepping up and rescuing me. I had a wedding, so apparently my delete finger got a little active or something. You know what's going to happen, right? As soon as I click the record on this, you know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to find the old recording.
Life is such an amazing turn of events. We never know whose lives we're going to change. And I'm just honored to be a part of Community Pay It Forward, in the lives you're touching, sir.
Well, and one of the other things that Alan is working on is Alan's going to be a representative of Community Pay It Forward. So give him a little bit. And then if you have any questions about our program, you can't get a hold of me, you can always reach out to him as well. Alan, thank you very much for everything you do, brother. Do you have any last words?
Go ahead and change the world and make a difference in somebody else's life, and watch what happens. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Those are great final words for this show. I want to thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon. And now we're just going to go on ahead and walk us out as soon as I can find it here, of course, with Community Pay It Forward isn't just another rewards program. It's a movement built on compassion and connection. We link everyday businesses, nonprofits, and neighbors so simple actions like buying lunch, getting your car fixed, or hiring a service can create lasting impact. When you choose one of our giving partners, part of your purchase goes directly to families, veterans, children, or community missions in need. It doesn't cost you a dime more. It just means your purchases matter. Because here, every transaction tells a story. And our belief is simple. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Because at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. That's an example of the new FAQ page, what it's going to look like. We are redoing the videos because we have redone the program. Everything about the program is brand new. We've got the new app, which you can download now on all of your Android phones, Android, Samsung, whatever. Download it from the Google Play Store. You can do that now. Make sure you start using our partners and making your purchases count. Make sure that every time that you make a purchase of something, you check with us first. If you can fulfill that need, you can support people in need. Join our chili cook-off. It's coming up, less than a month away. We're going to have a lot of fun. We always do. I want to thank Satirios. I want to thank all the crowd at Key Largo Lounge for being supportive of us for the last COVID took away 2 years, but there was an 8-year, we're number 8 now. This is year number 8. So we've got 2 more to make it the great 10. So, and then lastly, on this screen, you will see we need volunteers. Sorry, microphone was in the way. Plus, I had to figure out which finger I needed to point to. But we need volunteers. We need people who can help us with social media, computer projects. I'm looking for somebody who would like to work with 2 wonderful web people and help them out. College students, if you're training to do this and you have volunteer time, please contact us. Use that QR code. Get a hold of us because we really need your help. And this would be a great experience for you. And this could lead to a full-time job. Once we start making money, we can give money out. So help us get to that point. You can become a permanent part of the community and Community Pay It Forward. I want to thank Les for everything he's doing. Look, his neuro learning that they're doing is so important because we think that the way that we were taught in school is how we learn, and it's not. If anything, we should have more teachers listening to what Les is teaching, because we need to find a way to make this stuff more interesting. as weird as this sounds, maybe we ought to start investing a little bit more in things like building video games around history. I loved playing the Oregon Trail when I was in school. I learned a lot. I died a lot on the Oregon Trail when I was a kid because, my wagon wheel broke or my ox died or something because I wasn't feeding him correctly. But that was one of the things I do remember from the school years because it was something I was interested in. I got to play on a computer. And no, computers were nothing like what we see here at this point in time, okay? Boxes with this green screen that everything... I actually really kind of want to find one of those computers again. I'll screw it up by trying to turn it on. I know I will, but, hey. We need to realize that, real life experiences got us as adults to where we needed to be. Maybe that's what we need to start doing with kids, and we can start getting kids more interested in learning earlier. Maybe I'm full of it. Who knows? I also want to thank Alan. Both of these gentlemen tonight are veterans. They both served our country proudly. And I want to thank them so very much for what they do, for what they've done. I also want to thank you for joining us here tonight on Community Impact. We will be having live shows for the next couple months. Of course, we will be taking the week of Thanksgiving off and the week of Christmas off. But other than that, we will be having live shows. So please make sure that you're taking care of somebody and love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Look, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that funny stuff. We've got some big events coming up, and we need eyes on our channel. Okay, the miracle of the holidays is right around the corner, and so is the 22-hour veteran event. Okay, we need your help. We need eyes. So please like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you're helping somebody, because if you're not helping somebody, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC Channel founders. From my family to yours, all the love in the world. Come on, people, let's take care of each other for all we got. This petty fighting has got to stop. We need each other. We need each other. All right? Even if you don't think we need each other, we do have to live with each other. And this violence against each other is getting out of hand. Nobody's thoughts are damaging enough to you in your livelihood, their thoughts alone, that you should have to go out and try to hurt them. We've got these wonderful things called attention spans. When somebody starts to talk and we perceive it as BS, we can turn our attention span off, walk away. You hear something you don't like on the radio, you hear something you don't like on the TV. It's these magical buttons that turn that box off. Don't get so worked up that you're going out and you're hurting people. Look, truth is, you don't become a martyr, you become an asshole. We need to take care of each other, folks. That's all there is to it. Please like, share, and subscribe because we need your help. Let's do this together. It is possible. And I thank you very much. We'll see you on Monday for wow, yeah, that other show, Footprints Forward. By the way, real quick story, real quick update. Stephanie Samos and her husband, they found their tractor. So good job on any that was out there trying to help them out. But congratulations, Steph, on finding that. You guys hopefully can get your water done before it gets too damn cold. So goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on Monday for Footprints Forward at noon East, right here on the PAC channels.
This wall took 2,500 years to build. We don't have that long. That's why your support means so much. Please, donate or volunteer and join the Community Partner Honor Wall. Because community takes us all. So please, join us today.
Say, bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.